Hi guys, how are you? And happy Friday. It is so good to see everyone. I'm gonna just wait a couple seconds to see who's gonna pop on. And in the meantime, I'm gonna introduce myself. Hi, I'm Karen Rich, and I help women navigate through some of the most difficult situations and challenges of their lives by having the right mindset and tools to break through the negative thoughts and beliefs, which allows them to have the family, relationships, and lives of their dreams. So that's me. How are ya? If you're new to me, introduce yourself below. I would love to say hi. So wanted to talk about something today. Sorry about that, got a phone call. I wanted to talk about something today that everybody in life has to deal with, unfortunately. And that is a challenging situation that we're going through in life. When something happens to us in life. And this morning I was listening to my friend and mentor, Heather Quizzle, and she was talking about a situation that she's currently in. And I won't get into it, but unfortunately she is a very new widow. And she was talking about burning bridges. That she's the type of person that she can only take so much from a situation, and at some point she just burned that bridge and she's like, I'm not doing it anymore. And in reference to her loss, I just was blown away by what she was saying in a really great way, because I will share with you guys that one of the most difficult situations that I have unfortunately gone through is losing a child. Now, I'm not talking about miscarriages, but I'm talking about like having to give birth and losing a child. And boy, as you all can imagine, it was hard, especially knowing in my situation I had an interval twin birth. So one of my twins was born early and passed, and my other one was born severely premature, and we went through a whole roller coaster with her. But in that situation, I'll share with you, bare my soul, when New Year's of that year came along, I didn't want the next year to come. Now, I'm not saying I didn't want the next year to come because I wanted, not to be there. I didn't want to celebrate the new year. I didn't want there to be a year that he was not in a year with me. And I know that may sound twisted or weird, but if somebody is going through something similar, any kind of loss or any situation, it really could be, you'll understand what I'm saying, right? Because you still want that person to be part of that year that you're in. And I found it really hard to transition into the next year, to be happy about the new year, to go on. My MO of the past has been I didn't have the best coping mechanisms and the best tools. I've had to learn how to have the best coping mechanisms and tools. And I think what, Heather was saying was just so poignant, because there has to be a time where we have to take the control back, because I think when anything difficult happens to us in life, we feel like we're spinning out of control, right? Like we have no control out of the situation. And a lot of times we don't. But the one thing that we do have control over is how we handle that situation. I think, me personally, a lot of what defines us as a person is how we handle those difficult, tough situations. Anybody can handle a really great, happy situation with joy and fun and laughter and happiness. I think that's all innate within us. But we really have to cultivate from inside of us how we're going to handle a difficult situation. I don't believe, unless you guys have the kind of parents, maybe a therapist from the time that you're little, that we automatically, innately know that we have that ability. I used to get lost on that bandwagon of falling prey to whatever situation was going on. It wasn't until I started taking responsibility for my actions and saying that I have the control here and this is gonna stop. I'm gonna still mourn, but I wanna be productive about it. Doesn't mean that what I had never happened, or that I didn't love it, or whatever situation. And you can't, of course you can mourn that that situation isn't that situation anymore. Of course, no one's telling you not to. But I challenge you and ask you, what can you do in that situation different than perhaps how you would have handled it before, right? So again, going back to the example of having, lost a child. I kind of wanted to step out of life for a really long time. I didn't want to acclimate myself back into life because A, that meant, I wasn't still pregnant, and B, it felt weird for me. Like I had to find my way through this new time, right? But the second that I started shifting, and the second that I started, trying to control how I could react to the situation, right? Because everybody's going to say dumb things, and feel sorry for you and this or that. But when I started having a thick skin, people would come to me in hysterical cry, and at that point I would just say, listen, thank you so much for your, whatever it is. I can't sit here while you're doing this right now. You need to leave, or thank you, I appreciate you, I love you, can't talk to you now. So whatever burning that bridge is to you, whatever bridge you have to burn to get onto that other side, I can't tell you what that is, but you know what that is innately. Take control, because sometimes these situations spin out of control and you have no control. But what do you have control over? Because I guarantee you there's things, multiple things, that you can control in how you're reacting to the situation and how you're handling that situation. Right? You can choose not to sit and wallow in your pain and your suffering. You can do that. I know you can. Maybe you're starting, maybe you're starting to have children and it's not going the way that you want it to go. I get it. Are you going to sit there and feel sorry for yourself? Okay, take that time. Feel sorry for yourself that it's not happening as quickly. But what can you do to control that situation, right? What can you do to control that situation? Perhaps take yourself away from groups, TV, media, TV shows, friends, family who are being toxic or trying to give their opinions. I guarantee you, whatever example you throw at me, you can find one thing in that situation that you can control. I promise you, you can. Try it. Try it. It'll work. So feel free to forward this message on to somebody who you feel could use to hear this, somebody who it can help, because I'm telling you, this is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, that you have the control, that I have the control, that we all have the control, right? Can't change what happens, but we can control how we react to it, how we act, and what happens afterwards. Anybody who needs to hear this message, no matter what difficult situation or challenge they're going through, please feel free to forward this on to them. I hope it was helpful. If anybody has a challenge and they'd like to post it below and need some help refiguring or shifting, please feel free, or PM me if that's something that I can help you with. But I really feel strongly about this, and it's one of the tools that I've been able to add to my toolbox that has been so helpful to me. So if you're so sorry, guys, now that I didn't turn off my my phone. If you're watching this in replay, hashtag replay. And thank you guys so much for watching. Who popped on? Kelly, Craig, and Ann, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. Have a really great weekend. Happy Friday, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.